What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after 4 friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Friday, the 9th day of August in the year 2024. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting. Now here's what we're tracking tonight. Tensions flared in the National Assembly this afternoon as the House considered an additional $4 billion for the cash-strapped Guyana Sugar Corporation, Guyana. 6 months ago, Guyana was allocated $6 billion in the 2024 budget. The government moved to the Assembly today for the additional $4 billion in supplementary funding. Opposition members of Parliament Kemraj Ramjatan, Annette Ferguson and Vince Roy Jordan grilled the Agriculture Minister Zulfikar Mustafa on the operations of Guyana, which continue to cost taxpayers billions of dollars. The Agriculture Minister explained that the cost of production is higher than the earnings of Guyana because the industry is now getting back on track. Jordan quizzed the minister as to the feasibility of investing $40 billion in Guyana in 4 years and losing more than $20 billion so far with no returns.
We had to spend $11 billion to reopen Rosal Estate. And who caused us that? The APNUAFC closed down the estate, leave it to rot. So $11 billion immediately we lost there. Then Skelden and more, we still got the Shutter Estate. We have workers there, almost 500 workers who are doing D&I work. We have to continue to give them wages and salary.
Minister Mustafa also told the Assembly that back in 2021, Guyana's losses amounted to $7.8 billion. And in 2022, the company lost over $10 billion. Separately, the National Assembly heard that Guyana's annual wage bill is a staggering $12 billion, which represents 76% of the company's operational costs annually. The Agriculture Minister said while the government is putting systems in place, there are some issues outside of the government's control that continue to plague the sugar industry. He explained that the shortfall in the first crop was due to weather conditions. Opposition Member of Parliament Kemraj Ramjatan inquired from the minister whether there could be a possible sugar shortage in wake of the drop in production.
There is no shortage of sugar, Mr. Speaker, and there will be no shortage at the end of the year.
The opposition said it was dissatisfied with the answers and responses from the minister today, and it intends to raise a number of other questions related to Guyana to the National Assembly. More news coming up in just a moment.
Your own home is so much more than just 4 walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Exciting news! The capping stack has arrived in Guyana. In the unlikely event of an oil spill, this vital equipment is placed over a blown-out well to stop or redirect the flow of hydrocarbons, ensuring a rapid and effective response. With the capping stack now in hand, Guyana stands out as one of just 2 oil-producing nations in the region with such a crucial safety measure readily available. This marks another significant step towards ensuring that Guyana produces oil and gas safely and sustainably.
Are you looking for the best high school education at affordable fees? Then register your child today at the VYC Academy. Now enrolling grades 7, 8, 9, and 10 students for the 2024-2025 academic year. VYC Academy, achieving academic excellence. For more information, call us on 227-1013 or WhatsApp us at 649-1300.
I can't wait until tomorrow.
Yes.
Packing this, yeah?
I ain't start packing yet. Usually I pack a couple hours before and I go. Drive. I got my phone, I got my keys, my charger, my
Procrastinating planning for the future? Well, that's never a good idea. Let Demerara Mutual and Demerara Fire and General help you get started with planning for your future today. I'm with Dem.
Calling all small to large scale businesses. The International Building Expo 2024 is coming to the National Stadium from August 8th to 11th, 2024. Whether you're a small business or a major player, there's a package for you starting as low as $20,000. Network with industry leaders, boost your brand visibility, and generate high quality sales leads. Register now at www.buildingexpo.gy. That's www.buildingexpo.gy or call 592-635-1103 or 592-635-1104.
Oh no, welcome to Building Expo.
As investigations continue into the brutal murder of attorney Richard Lane, the attorney's friend and roommate, Police Sergeant Tony Sulca, has emerged as the main suspect in the murder case. Sulca is now a patient of a city hospital on the police guard after he allegedly ingested a poisonous substance today. Sulca lived at the home of the attorney, and he was the person who told investigators that he discovered the attorney's body in his parked car outside the Durban Backlands home with a stab wound to the neck. Investigators became suspicious of the policeman and his story, especially since he related that after seeing his friend slumped over his steering wheel in the locked car, he opted to call the young man's mother from her Camberville home and waited until she arrived before breaking into the car. He reportedly never contacted emergency services before calling the mother. The attorney was pronounced dead after he was rushed to the Georgetown Hospital on Wednesday night. News source understands that as investigators accessed video recordings from the area, the policeman was seen entering and leaving the attorney's car and locking its door before the time he claimed he discovered the body. He was reportedly spotted earlier the same night driving the car away from the home and returning. The attorney was out with a cousin earlier the same night. Investigators are unclear as to a motive behind the murder. A post-mortem examination confirmed that the attorney died from a stab wound to his neck, along with a slash that measured 19 centimeters in length. Back in the National Assembly now, Prime Minister Mark Phillips, while being grilled by opposition Member of Parliament David Patterson, today told the Committee of Supply in the Assembly that the $4 billion in supplementary funding for GPL was used to purchase fuel to keep the lights on. The Committee of Supply at the time was considering financial paper number 1, which totals more than $8.5 billion in advances taken from the contingency fund. $4 billion from that money went to the Guyana Power and Light Company. According to the Prime Minister, the $4 billion was used to purchase 547,000 barrels of fuel at $34 per barrel. But MP Patterson pointed out to the Committee of Supply that only $3.6 billion was used to purchase fuel for GPL. The Prime Minister was asked to explain the spending of the remaining $400 million.
Sir, we asked for disaggregation. Can the Honourable Member, once again, through you, sir, can he disaggregate it? This is the people's money. He's bought fuel. Disaggregate the other causes that he has stated there, sir. So basically, sir, I would like to know where these sums have gone. People would like to know.
Honourable Prime Minister, you have a disaggregation.
Mr. Speaker, we have no problem with laying over a disaggregated amount. In the interest of the honorable member, is the people's money, and I can assure you, Mr. Speaker, and the House, we will spend the money for what the money is appropriated for, and that is to keep the lights on for the people of Guyana.
The Prime Minister told the Committee of Supply that the fuel was procured primarily for the Demerara-Berbice interconnected system and will ensure that the lights are kept on.
Mr. Speaker, the fuel was supplied to the Guyana Power and Light, and it was utilized throughout the Demerara-Berbice interconnected system wherever we are generating power for the people of Guyana who live in the DBIS. Fuel is supplied to Essequibo, fuel is supplied to Bartica. Wherever GPL operates their generators, the money is utilized to supply fuel throughout and to cover all Guyana Power and Light operations.
6 months ago, GPL received $6.1 billion in the national budget. The Prime Minister said, though requesting additional money for GPL, the government has not increased the cost of electricity for citizens, noting that the rates remain at pre-pandemic levels. Leader of the opposition Aubrey Norton has renewed calls for the government to remove the town clerk of Linden, Lennox Gasper, contending that Mr. Gasper is not only unfit for the position, but has been working against the interests of the people of Linden since his appointment last November. During his weekly press conference today, the opposition leader accused the PP civic activist turned town clerk of sabotaging the work of the Linden mayor and town council by refusing to sign off on legitimate payments for citizens of Linden. Norton said by his actions, the town clerk is working against the interests of the Linden people.
The opposition wishes to condemn the high-handed and political partisan approach of the town clerk and calls on the government to remove him from office, as we express solidarity with the mayor and town council of Linden and the people of Linden.
He said the record would show that Gasper was imposed on the people of Linden in November 2023 and was appointed twice for the same position in January 2024. The opposition leader said the appointments were highly flawed, as Gasper was the only candidate to be interviewed for the position.
Since this imposition, Gasper has been unwilling to carry out the recommendations, decisions, and policies of the councils in keeping with Chapter 2801. His regular walking out of committee meetings, extraordinary and statutory meetings, have shown a pattern of behavior that is unacceptable and hinders the progress of the town of Linden. His actions have resulted in frustration and protest action by the people of Linden, who have no confidence in Mr. Gasper as town clerk.
The opposition leader also said just recently, in an attempt to register their disgust and frustration over a buildup of garbage in the Mackenzie market, a number of vendors visited the municipality but were locked out of the council's statutory meeting by the town clerk. According to Norton, Gasper only allowed supporters of the government into the meeting.
Disregard for people's right to freely assemble must be condemned. What is worse, 2 high-ranking police officers, an inspector and sergeant, were invited into the council chambers to, quote, bring order, unquote. While the municipality has its own constabulary, this is another indication of the politicization of the Guyana police force and its misuse to trample the rights of the Guyanese people. Clearly, this was an attempt to intimidate residents of Linden and councillors. They will not be intimidated.
He said the opposition-dominated municipalities, regional democratic councils, and neighborhood democratic councils are facing the challenges with the government using regional executive officers, town clerks, and overseers to dominate and control those regional and local organs. He said the trend is unacceptable and needs to come to an end. The opposition leader also called on the government to appoint members to the local government commission in keeping with the constitution.
What was supposed to be a night of celebration turned into disaster after 4 friends who were all drunk left the bar in the city without a designated driver. Designate a driver. Don't drink and drive.
Region 4. The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union will be hosting its annual general meeting for the period 2021 to 2022 on Sunday, the 25th of August, 2024 for members of Region Number 4. The meeting will be convened at the Critchlow Labor College, Wolford Avenue at 10 hours. Members are encouraged to pre-register at bit.ly/GPSCCU AGM 2024 for further instructions on how to take part in the meeting and to vote for a new committee of management. The meeting will take place both online and in person at various locations across the country. Full participation of members is encouraged. Let us move your credit union forward. The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union. People helping people.
Are you looking for the best high school education at affordable fees? Then register your child today at the VYC Academy. Now enrolling grades 7, 8, 9, and 10 students for the 2024-2025 academic year. VYC Academy, achieving academic excellence. For more information, call us on 227-1013 or WhatsApp us at 649-1300.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Bust the flavors. We're full of flavors. Bust the flavors that me crave for. We're full of flavors. Tell your neighbors about the bust the flavors. Grab a bust the flavors. Yeah, thirst buster. Grab a buster. Bust the flavor, taste the savor. Bust the flavors. Bust the flavors.
The International Building Expo opened at the National Stadium Providence last night with government officials highlighting major expansions and development in the housing and construction sectors. President Irfan Ali credited his government's intervention in a number of areas related to the housing sector for the expansion of the sector, saying home ownership has been made easier for thousands of Guyanese. Speaking in the opening of the Building Expo last night, the president said more than $240 billion has been allocated to the housing sector in the national budget over the past 4 years. He said that investment resulted in the regularization of housing settlements, the delivery of over 35,000 house lots, and the construction of close to 2,000 new homes, as well as community roads and 4-lane highways.
In addition, 128,000 citizens would have benefited from improved shelter from our house lot allocation since we assumed office in 2020. Importantly, the total subsidy or wealth transfer to the beneficiary of house lot is approximately $94 billion during this period.
The president also said the government also moved to increase the mortgage interest relief from $15 million to $30 million, benefiting almost 17,000 homeowners. He also spoke of the lowering of the mortgage interest rates.
Look around the world in the last 4 years and see where mortgage rate for housing is going. See where lending for housing is going, and look at what is happening here. It is not increasing. We've reduced the interest rate on mortgage for housing by 2.5%, whilst increasing the ceiling for lending when the ceiling is decreasing globally.
President Ali said those interventions saw a 20% increase in housing loans.
These are the things that sometimes go unnoticed. These are the transformation that take place that sometimes we don't put the right value to. And just like you, I'm also smelling some nice barbecue. But we will stay a bit together before we get to the barbecue. My friends, and this is not only in one region, this is across every single region.
Over 350 new contractors have been involved in the building of government housing, and the president said further expansions will take place as the administration looks at other policies for the housing sector, including the setting up of a special housing program for single parents. With more than 140 exhibitors on show, this year's International Building Expo, which opened last evening, is being seen as the perfect platform to showcase the country's housing sector and its offerings and opportunities. That's according to the minister within the Ministry of Housing, Suzanne Rodriguez.
International Building Expo has earned a reputation as the premier platform for entrepreneurs to launch a new business, expand and showcase existing businesses, and offers unmatched opportunities to network among industry professionals.
Minister Rodriguez speaking there at the opening of the Building Expo. She said the Building Expo overwhelmingly is supported by small and medium businesses, including many startups in the construction and home building sectors.
We are confident that Building Expo 2024 will provide an invaluable platform for knowledge exchange, networking, and collaboration. It is an opportunity for us to learn from each other, inspire new ideas, and forge partnerships that will drive industries forward.
Meanwhile, Minister of Housing and Water Colin Crowe noted that the Expo has over the years set the stage for many of the transformation taking place in the housing sector and across the country. Touching on his ministry's achievements, the minister said that the Ministry of Housing is well on course to meet its goal of allocating 50,000 house lots by 2025.
I'm also pleased to report that by the end of this year, 2024, more than 40,000 house lots will be allocated. In fact, we will be allocating over 2,000 lots over the next 2 days and issuing 1,730 certificates of titles, signaling the finalization of ownership in new areas.
The demand for housing continues to grow, and the minister noted that the success of his ministry is mainly due to partnerships forged over the years between the private sector and the government.
The strides we have made in the housing sector over the past 4 years could not be accomplished alone. I'm also, in addition to the support of our president and the government, I'm also pleased to report of the support that has been provided by the banks and the insurance companies who have all collaborated with us. The lowering of interest rates, the faster approval times for loans have helped tremendously.
The International Building Expo continues until Sunday night. Former Deputy Chief Elections Officer Roxanne Myers has been awarded $2 million by the High Court in compensatory damages for wrongful arrest and detention. She filed the matter more than 3 years ago. Myers was arrested on the 6th of October after she turned herself in at the Criminal Investigations Department of the Guyana Police Force in the company of her attorneys Nigel Hughes and Ronald Daniels. She was immediately arrested for perverting the course of justice when she exercised her right to remain silent when questioned about matters related to the general and regional elections of 2020. She was detained from the 6th to the 9th of October 2020 at the Bedford Police Station. In awarding the compensatory damages, the High Court Judge Simone Morris Ramalal ruled that the court did not find that her detention amounted to inhumane treatment, so no exemplary damages were awarded. Myers is currently before the magistrate's court along with 8 others facing conspiracy charges in relation to election fraud allegations. She has repeatedly declared her innocence along with the other defendants in the case.
Region 4. The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union will be hosting its annual general meeting for the period 2021 to 2022 on Sunday, the 25th of August, 2024 for members of Region Number 4. The meeting will be convened at the Critchlow Labor College, Wolford Avenue at 10 hours. Members are encouraged to pre-register at bit.ly/GPSCCU AGM 2024 for further instructions on how to take part in the meeting and to vote for a new committee of management. The meeting will take place both online and in person at various locations across the country. Full participation of members is encouraged. Let us move your credit union forward. The Guyana Public Service Cooperative Credit Union. People helping people.
Calling all small to large scale businesses. The International Building Expo 2024 is coming to the National Stadium from August 8th to 11th, 2024. Whether you're a small business or a major player, there's a package for you starting as low as $20,000. Network with industry leaders, boost your brand visibility, and generate high quality sales leads. Register now at www.buildingexpo.gy. That's www.buildingexpo.gy. Or call 592-635-1103 or 592-635-1104.
Oh no, oh, welcome to Building Expo. Oh, 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 yeah. Oh.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyoil is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyoil's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyoil has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
NYC, New York City. Get ready as the original Big People Party with the same vibes you've seen and loved comes to you this Labor Day weekend on Saturday, August 31st with some of the biggest one-man bands out of Guyana and New York. Look out for Super A, Murphy, Busta, and Super Terry. Big People Party! Along with the legendary Glenn Washington.
Baby, don't take my kindness for weakness. If loving you is wrong, I don't wanna be right.
Glenn Washington and his band at Industry City, New York City. Get your super early bird general tickets at $40 and VIP access $150 all inclusive, and all are available at hjexperience.com. This event is brought to you by Hits and Jabs Entertainment, Marvelous Entertainment, and GD Events. It's the original Big People Party at Industry City, New York City on Saturday, August 31st, the big and proper edition.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall. In the region, Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro on Thursday took tensions with social media platform X and its owner Elon Musk to new heights, banning the platform in the South American country for 10 days amid outcry over a disputed presidential election, according to Reuters. Maduro said he signed a resolution presented by the regulator, which has decided to take social network X, formerly known as Twitter, out of circulation for 10 days, and accused Musk of inciting hate, civil war, and that X get out of Venezuela for 10 days, he said in a speech which was broadcast on state television. Maduro and Musk have frequently traded barbs over X, with the platform's owner comparing the Venezuelan president to a donkey, while Maduro has also blamed Musk for being a driving force behind protests and dissent following the election. They have also offered and accepted challenges to fight each other in comments on X and via Venezuelan state television. The temporary ban on X represents another swipe at big tech after Maduro this week urged supporters to abandon Meta-owned WhatsApp in favor of Telegram and WeChat, saying the messaging app was being used to threaten the families of soldiers and police officers. WhatsApp has declined to comment. X did not immediately respond to requests for a comment. Venezuela's electoral authority proclaimed Maduro the winner of the July 28 presidential election with some 51% of the vote, although it has yet to produce the voting tallies. Fire brigades in the Brazilian Amazon are battling blaze off on their worst start in 20 years for the rainforest, according to government satellite data following a record-breaking drought aggravated by global warming. In a report, Reuters said smoke blanketed the horizon along the Trans-Amazonian Highway on Friday in the south of Brazil's Amazonas state, where firefighters have gathered from up to 350 miles away to combat the unusually early and intense fires this year. Firefighters in bright yellow protective clothing worked through the night to smother the flames using back-mounted water sprays as enormous blaze advanced over forests and pastures alike, leaving a vast charred expanse in their wake. The fires threatening the rainforest may pose a tough test for President Luiz Lula da Silva, who has staked his global reputation on Brazil's environmental stewardship ahead of hosting the United Nations COP30 climate summit next year. And finally tonight, international news. U.S. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump and Democratic opponent Kamala Harris will debate on September 10 on ABC, setting up the first face-to-face matchup between the rivals in what polls show is a close race. In a news conference at his Palm Beach, Florida residence, Trump said he wanted additional debates on September 4 and September 25 that would air on Fox and NBC. Harris said in a post on X that she was looking forward to the September 10 debate after Trump finally committed. She told reporters after a Detroit area campaign stop that she was open to discussing more debates, but a campaign official reiterated their position that a September 4 Fox debate is off the table. Discussions on future debates depend on Trump's participation in the September 10 debate on ABC, the official said. The Harris campaign had already opposed the Fox debate, saying the host network should be one that sponsored recent primary debates by both parties. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall reporting and encouraging you to stay safe.